All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daytona International Speedway for race number 1 tonight. It is Gen 4 Racing here with the 2003 cars here on iRacing. We have 3 races on the docket here tonight. We're going to start with Legacy Daytona with 110% horsepower for 20 laps. Race number 2 will be Las Vegas for 40 laps, and recap with some short track racing under the lights at Richmond for 40 laps. My name is Ryan Wayne. I will be commentating here for today's race here on Rebel Valley Sim Club. Let's go ahead and hop straight into the action here for qualifying. We had a 15-minute practice session earlier before the start of the broadcast. Let's go ahead and hop on track right now to see who's qualifying. First driver on track you see, that is the number 10 of Aaron May. See what he can do in that number 10 snap-on Ford. This time on the racetrack. You got Chase Ingram as well, the number 01. Always driving that McDonald's number 01 Chevrolet. Got Marty Schmela there, the number 8 for MC Motorsports, along with Cameron Face and number 80. A good crowd on hand here for race number 1 here at Legacy Daytona. See how this all plays out. Got Lane Sanders at the number 86. But this game gives me so much nostalgia playing NASCAR 2003 back in the day. This was the player car. To see that scheme on track here on the 2003 body warms my heart. See if Lane Sanders can get this number 86 into victory lane here tonight. We also have the Echo Park Speedway winner from last week, Derek Shaver. Came away with a last lap pass in the trioval around Marty Schmela to get a long-awaited win. Quite a while since we saw this number 30 in victory lane before last week. So you can go back-to-back here on drafting tracks in this number 30. Got Patrick Connell here, the number 44. Another MC Motorsports entry. Rolls around the bottom of the racetrack. First driver to post a time here, that's Felix Hammer, the number 69. Cool clean scheme he's got there, the Star Wars and Pepsi combo. Take a closer look at it. JC now to the top of the charts at a 49.897, so great lap there for the number 24. Zach Flaherty has worked his way now up to second place. One driver so far has posted time in the 49-second bracket. See if Flaherty can pick it up here on lap number 2. Head back now to the number 69 of Felix Hammer, who's going to complete his second lap. And he's going to go up to a 49. A 49.862, put the 69 on pole. Benjamin Woodring and that Dale Earnhardt number 3. Going to slide down to P3. Aaron May to the top of the charts now at a 49.755. Eric Shaver not too far behind, along with Jonathan Green. Great effort there for Jonathan Green at Circuit City Chevrolet. Cameron Face works his way up to P4. Got Bradley Schmela there in the number 4. Painter Hadal has worked his way up to P5. Not going to comment any further on that. You look back through this field here. Frank DeAngelis, the number 69 in this race. And we got a new pole sitter, Marty Schmela to the top of the charts, 49.749. The MC Motorsports number 8. Just barely eked out the number 10 of Aaron May. Chase Ingram has worked his way up now to P6 that last lap. He now falls behind Frank DeAngelis. Bradley Schmela will slot himself there in 13th. Wyatt Blair there, well, he typically runs the number 5. He's running the 11 here in this one, back at 16th. Mason Lidke in the number 13, showing up as he typically runs for MC Motorsports, but showing up as a 13 here on the stream. Also has Dexter Schaefer there in the number 39. Schaefer goes up to 15th. That's where he's going to be starting because we're 5 minutes away till the start of the race. We are ready to roll here at Legacy Daytona. Winding down this session. We've got 27 cars here tonight, and this should be a great race here for race number 1. Only a 20-lap duel. So the driver's going to give it everything they've got here. Just a 20-lap sprint. As the field starts to grid up here on pit road, let's take a look at our starting grid here for today's race. On the pole, we've got Marty Schmela, and alongside him, Aaron May. Row number 2, Jonathan Green and Derek Shaver. Row 3, you have a pair of Chevrolets with Cameron Face and Frank DeAngelis. Row number 4, Chase Ingram and Painter Hadal. Row 5, you have Lane Sanders and Chase Monzalewski. You look through the rest of this field here. The 27 cars that are entered here in today's race. Again, it's only a 20-lap race for these drivers. 110% horsepower, 110% horsepower, excuse me, for these drivers to deal with as well. See how that plays into effect here with the draft. Keep your eye on Daniel Mosteller, a driver that typically starts at the back and works his way to the front. He'll be back in 20th place here. Teo Mitchell will be our admin here off track to make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible. All the way down to the rest of this field, where we will find Mason Lidke, who's going to be 27th and tail end of the field. Let's take a look here at our rundown here for today's race. Again, it's an 80-degree track temp, 12-mile-an-hour winds blowing now at 13. Southeast direction. Normal Revel Valley Sim Club rules, 100% fuel limit, 1 green-white checkered, and 1 tire set laying around in the pits for these drivers to use. We're on the old version of Daytona. Expect this to be a very bumpy and challenging race for these drivers. Talked to some of these drivers here before the race, and one of the drivers was really looking forward to this was Aaron May here in this number 10. Him rolling off here on the outside of row number 1. One of those drivers to keep your eye on here has had a lot of luck on these super speedways. Got his first career win, in fact, in Revel Valley at Daytona with the ARC cars. Keep your eye on that number 10. Derek Shaver we talked about during qualifying. Finally able to break that winless streak last week. Echo Park Speedway. And the guy you see right there starting on the inside of row number 1, Marty Schmela. Your eye on that number 30 as well. Frank DeAngelis has run well in these super speedways. Chase Ingram has had a lot of success. Lane Sanders, a guy that is known for aggressive pushes and being able to push that envelope. So a couple guys to keep your eye on here. And it'll be an interesting race to watch for sure. Bill gets ready to work the backstretch here. We're getting ready to go green here very shortly. One final warm-up for these drivers before we head to green here for this 20-lap sprint race. It's just going to be 20 laps and 50 miles around the Legacy Daytona. Stay tuned here for race 1. We'll move into race number 2 at the conclusion of this race. Race number 2 will be at Las Vegas. Keep your eye on that. The Chevy 4 will lead us down to the green flag. It's going to be Marty Schmela and Aaron May who are going to lead us down as the pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road this time. Schmela and May will lead us down. And we are underway here at Legacy Daytona. Nice even start so far. Both lanes very cordial at the moment. But right now the advantage goes to that outside line. That's Aaron May, the number 10. But the outside might be the predominant groove here for these drivers. It's going to be all about positioning yourself in the right spot. You see Frank D'Angelo's trying to get a run here on the inside, as he's going to try to surge ahead to get to the lead. Right behind you got Chase Motzlewski there in the number 12, but leading lap number 1. Give it to Aaron May in the 10. Great side-by-side battling so far. We'll see if that inside line can get a surge here on the top. See all the cars here still in a battle. 25 cars here still in this lead pack. As we've got a battle here for the lead. Here comes Derek Shaver's going to make a move to the inside. And Painter Vidal, that 23, is going to go right with him. Now Shaver's going to go back up to the top to block the advanced descent of Aaron May, and that opens the door here for Vidal in the 23. Looking up on the chopper view here, you see Vidal's blinking in and out. That's going to be a disadvantage here for the 69 of Frank D'Angelis as he stays right behind, tucked right behind that rear bumper number 23. See the bumps here, see the inside line checking up a little bit. That's going to give a surge here to the outside. See if they can get it back together. But right now it's Derek Shaver who's out front. We have the gearbox right now. This number 30 of Derek Shaver. Just the sight you want to see. Oh, we've got a crash here on the tri-oval. That's Rex Jenkins in the 25. That's, I believe, the 39 of Hunter Schaefer, Dexter Schaefer. Zach Flaherty as well. No caution as of yet. We're staying green. That crash happened right on board with the number 30 of Derek Shaver. Still have a good pack, though, so no caution. Boy, the blocks here being thrown. Here comes Aaron May to the inside. He's going to have help here from his friend. That's Chase Ingram in the 01. The numbers right now on that inside line. Here comes Cameron Pace in the number 80. Well, everybody, oh, we got another crash in behind. That's Jonathan Green in the 517. Chase Motzlewski in the 12. And there's the caution. I believe Chase Ingram has also crashed in the 01. That's Bradley Schmidler with damage as well in the number 4. We're under caution here for the first time on lap number 5. A lot went down there on laps number 3 and 4. Go back and take a look and see what happened to bring out the yellow. All right, let's start with Jonathan Green in number 517. He was the first car that we saw go around. He's already around on this timestamp. Let's back this up just a little bit. Let's see what happens. The 12 of Chase Motzlewski gets loose. Spins out right in front of Jonathan Green and nowhere for the number 517 to go. Wow, nice job by Wyatt Blair in the number 11 to avoid that. See, Green just comes down the track and Bradley Schmidler just ramps off the front of the number 517. The car back there, that's the 29. I guess Nolan Crane. You see the number 3 of Woodring also got collected in this. Then Chase Ingram up ahead. We saw him battling for second place. Have some help here from the 30. Yes, he did. He got airlifted off the number 30 of Derek Shaver. You see him get into Frank D'Angelis there. Also, nice job by Painter Vidal there through that accident. A lot of chain events just happened right there. Bring out our first caution of the day. See all the damaged up cars now coming onto pit road. 14 cars stayed out on the racetrack. We saw one driver come down pit road at the start of the race. That was the number 73 of Will Weiss. You see him right there in the Elliott Sadler throwback 2000. Big break for him as he's going to be right there in 15th, that number 73. Jonathan Green, Felix Hammer, Rex Jenkins, Nolan Crane all on pit road right now. Zach Flaherty out of the race along with Chase Motzlewski. You see Bradley Schmela there in the number 4. Trying to catch back up. But we are 1 to green this time by. And it's going to be Aaron May, Cameron Face, Derek Shaver, JC, and Painter Hadal, your top 5 here for this restart. The 19 cars currently on the racetrack. The Aaron Bay, who's going to be the control car here for this restart. All right, starter has the green flag in hand, and we're back underway here at Legacy Daytona. The cars coming off the pit road with that damage. A lot of shuffling around the mid-pack. The top 3 are all single file. Behind the battle for 4th here, that's Painter Hadal in 23. Frank DeAndres there on the 69. I believe that's Hunter East in that number 24 who's going to force a 3 wide here. See, Hadal's going all the way on the apron. Actually, it looked like he was on the apron, but he's all the way on that inside line. Nice move there by Hunter East in the number 24. Trying to put that Rainbow Warrior scheme out front. As we got a battle for the lead, contact with Cameron Face and Aaron May. What a save, though, from Aaron May. Boy, that could have been disaster between the 80 and the 10. But Cameron Face is now out front. We got a wreck right behind. That's Logan Bolt in the 48, single car spin. It's back together here, so we're staying green. Tell the contact between the 80 and the 10. That just allowed this pack to catch back up. Here comes the 10 here to the inside. Now Derek Shaver, is he going to go 3 wide here? Yes, he will. Aaron May not happy with the 80 and moved Derek Shaver to the lead. With help from the number 8 and we got a crash. Aaron May's around along with JC, and up into the air goes the 10. Painter Hadal, the 23, also up in airborne at 23 machine. Daniel Mostel involved as well, along with Diego Cunha in the 84. Caution number 2 here on lap number 9. Heavy damage there to the number 10 of Aaron May. You also have Painter Hadal in the 23 that was also collected. Going to bring that 23 on to pit road. Bradley Schmela also on pit road as well in the number 4. All right, let's go back and take a look at what happened to bring out the caution. All right, we're going back to the timestamp here. That's JC in the number 24. Yeah, just contact right there, and it was just on from there. It's just an accordion effect right behind. Five to six trucks involved just in that collision. The hood just popped up on that number 23 of Painter Hadal. Let's see if we can ride on board with that 23 machine. On board with Painter Hadal. Just an innocent victim right there. Nothing the 23 could do. And that's going to be the end of his race. A lot of cars now on pit road repairing the damage from that last crash. Gonna be a race of attrition at this point. I mean, we're at the halfway point of this race, and take a look at the 26 cars that started this race. I only see 10 right now that are currently on track. 69 is getting his laps back on the outside. That's Felix Hammer. Bradley Schmela. I'm going to get back on the lead laps here soon here in the number 4. Christian has been real here in race number 1. Take a look at Derek Shaver here in the number 30, who's out front. He's led 3 laps here so far in this race. Trying to go back-to-back wins here in Rebel Valley. Schmela right there in P2. MC Motorsports teammate behind. That's Cameron Face in number 80, who's running in 3rd. Frank DeAngelis is 4th. And then a 3rd MC Motorsports car. That's Patrick Connell, the 44. That'll round out our top 5. You've got Wyatt Blair, who's running 6th. Lane Sanders in 7th. There's Will Weiss in 8th. Mason Lidke. Haven't talked much about Mason either. This number 13. He's been started at the back tail end of this field. Right there in P9. And Chase Ingram rounds out our top 10 after getting involved in our first caution of the day. Bradley Schmela, Diego Acuna, Daniel Mosteller, Rex Jenkins, and Logan Bolt are still in this thing. Hunter East, Nolan Crane, Aaron May, Jonathan Green, all on pit road. They're likely going to be done after their damage. 69, Felix Hammer, who's going to need a couple more laps to get back into this thing, but still running as well in that 69 machine. Those of you who are new here to the channel, be sure to scan the QR code in the top right corner to join the Discord for latest news and notifications on races. The iRacing hosted session put on by me, and I have new people here on the show. Got a chaotic first couple of laps here so far. Hopefully these last 9 laps of the race can be tamed, but from the nature of these drafting track races, it's going to be any opposite of tame, that's for sure. With the 87, the 84, and the 25 catching back up, they're probably going to have a chance here, along with Logan Bolt and the number 48. We've got Nolan Crane, who is in turn number 1 right now, so he's still on the lead lap as well in that number 29 machine. But one falling behind the number 30 of Derek Shaver. And then back to the restart. Green flag, we're back underway. Marty Schmela is going to work his way up to the race lead there in that number 8. See Frank DeAngelis right behind. He's going to shoot his way down to the bottom. The 69 has not been afraid to make moves here in this race. How about Wyatt Blair, the number 11, who's worked his way up to 3rd? At the line, it's going to be Marty Schmela with the lead here with 8 to go. That's Will Weiss in a 73. Caution flag is out. Cameron Face collected there in the number 80. That's Derek Shaver in the 30. And Frank DeAngelis there in the 69 with heavy front end damage. Caution number 3 here on lap number 13. Got some beef here between the 73 and the 69. The 69 is backing up into the hood of the number 73. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? This has been pure chaos here. 3 cautions in 13 laps, and the 69 and the 73 are just still going at it here in turn number 1. But let's go back and take a look and see what caused the caution. All right, the wreck's already happening here on the timestamp. Let's go back and take a look. Watch the 73 here. That's Will Weiss in the 73. Out on the wall, and the 86 just collects right into him. Oh, wow. The 69 went upside down. We didn't catch that on the initial part of the broadcast, but wow, that 69 of Frank DeAngelis just had a ride right there. That Soprano Chevrolet. Daniel Mosto said, watch my onboard. We'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Let's watch this wreck from Mosteller's point of view. On board with Daniel Mosteller. Like the seas parted there for that number 87. More cars on pit road. I think the repairmen have done a lot more work today, and honestly, I feel like the pace cars should be the leader of this race with how crazy this race has been. These guys can tune it down here for these last 6 laps, but it's not looking like it right now. We've got 7 cars currently on track. Gonna wait for timing and scoring to update because it looks like Will Weiss got ahead of everybody, but he is now on pit road this time. Cameron Face there, backing up into his pit stall. Jaber on pit road, and well, actually, lights are still on the pace car here. Need to wait to go back to green. Let me just put it this way. I don't see many clean race cars right now on the racetrack. Let's take a look at some of the guys that we have left. Marty Schmalin is number 8. I don't see hardly any damage here on that Valley Trust Chevrolet. He's had a clean day. Wyatt Blair, that's number 11, has had a lot of near misses, including the first wreck there with Chase Montefluski. Able to work his way up to second. Patrick Connell, this 44. He does have a little bit of damage there on the left side of that car. You see the dent on that left front. And that affects him in the draft, but a little bit of damage on him. There's Mason Lidke. You see the front end that's just caved in on that number 13 machine. Chase Ingram, we've kind of documented his story too. Got spun out while running in second place after contact with Derek Shaver. Daniel Mosteller's been involved in a crash in this 87. Just had a near miss there. Our last caution. Diego Acuna, who's been involved in some wrecks. Cameron Face was just involved in our last caution at number 80. Bradley Schmela there, the number 4, catching right back up. Derek Shaver, I believe that's Will Weiss there in the 73 that's coming back onto the racetrack. A lot of torn up race cars, that's for sure. One of the cars coming off pit road. There's the 25 of Rex Jenkins, the 69 of Felix Hammer. Logan Bolt in the 48, and then Jonathan Green in the 517, who's still trucking along in that Circuit City Chevrolet. So we are 1 to green here this time. We'll go back racing with 4 laps to go. Marty Schmela, Wyatt Blair are currently your top 2. Patrick Connell in 3rd, trying to go back to victory lane, that 44. Got Mason Lidkey in 4th, and then Chase Ingram rounds out our top 5. That's McDonald Chevrolet. Mosteller, Cameron Face, Diego Acuna. That is your top 8. Bradley Schmela is going to rejoin this pack at number 4, so that'll put him in 9th. Eric Shaver, Rex Jenkins, Logan Bolt, Felix Hammer. Will we still were out there after the causing that last caution at 73. Nolan Crane also in the 29. Wyatt Blair may be at a little bit of disadvantage here. He's got the three drivers behind him, all from that MC Motorsports stable. See how he fares here for these final 4 laps. He looks to go back to victory lane for the first time since, I believe, August with the ARCA cars at Iowa. Marty Schmela trying to go back to victory lane as well. That number 8. We last saw him win a couple of weeks ago at Michigan with the next-gen cars. It's going to be 4 to go. We go back to green. We're back underway here at Legacy Daytona. Apologize for the poor camera angle right there. Just trying to test out some camera angles. But right now you see 8 cars still in this lead pack. Marty Schmela out front though. And a huge run. That's Wyatt Blair in the 11. What's he going to do with it? He's going to go down to the bottom. Here comes Wyatt Blair. Trying to get a side draft off the number 8 of Marty Schmela, but Marty Schmela's going to have the advantage up top. Right behind him, there's Daniel Mosteller, who's worked his way up from 6th into P2 with 3 to go. Right off the gearbox, the number 8 of Marty Schmela. See the 87 right there, Daniel Mosteller. How about Diego Acuna? Don't talk much about him either. That's number 84, but he's in a prime position as well here back in 3rd. Next time by, it's going to be 2 laps to go, 5 miles remaining. On the bottom, here comes Cameron Face and number 80 as we're down to 6 cars that left with a chance to win this thing. 2 to go here from Daytona. To the outside, Daniel Mosteller. He's going to go to the front, and he's going to bring Diego Acuna with him. Boy, Schmela was holding on to that car for dear life, but Daniel Mosteller's out front. Acuna has worked his way up to P2. There's Chase Ingram, who's now worked his way up to 3rd. But it's at 6 cars here in this pack, all with a chance to win it. What kind of run will this 84 of Diego Acuna generate, and when will he make his move? Right now, the field all on that outside line behind the number 87 of Daniel Mosteller. Next time by, it's going to be 1 lap to go here at Legacy Daytona. The 84 backing up and contact. Around goes Chase Ingram off the bumper of Marty Schmela. That's going to help the 87 of Daniel Mosteller. We'll see what the 84 will do here as we're down to 5 cars remaining. And Schmela gets in Diego Acuna. And around goes Schmela. He's going to collect Cameron Face as well. We're now down to 3 cars. It's Wyatt Blair, Daniel Mosteller, and Diego Acuna. Wyatt Blair's going to have the best shot at catching this 87. Where is Mosteller going to go? He's going to block bottom. Here comes Wyatt Blair to the top. Contact, and Mosteller's in the wall. And around goes the 87. He collects Diego Acuna. And to the line, Wyatt Blair goes to victory lane here at Legacy Daytona. Wyatt Blair, the number 11, goes to victory lane, and he wins race number 1 here at Legacy Daytona. Congratulations to number 5, And the California kid goes to victory lane for the first time in what feels like months at number 11. Well, the field kind of cleaned itself out one by one right there, right at the end. Wyatt Blair had a huge run and was able to work his way around the number 87 of Daniel Mosteller, and Wyatt Blair goes to victory lane. What an absolutely wild race. What started out as 6 cars in 2 laps just went down to 1 by the time they reached the trial. All right, while we let the number 11 celebrate here, let's take a look at what happened there on the last laps. We saw Chase Ingram go around. Back this up just a little bit more. You saw the contact with Schmela. That sent him around. That cleared the path for Wyatt Blair. Daniel Mosteller was kind of a sitting duck there as a lone car out front. 11 goes high. Ah, man, just a little bit of contact there with the 87 just sent him around and right in front of Diego Acuna. Nothing the 84 could do, and give Wyatt Blair the victory. If we could get his thoughts on the race, and we'll get an interview with the number 11. All right, Wyatt Blair, this is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, yeah, I got you.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. You were the lone car right there in the tri-oval. You were one of the 6 cars left with 2 laps to go, and you were able to capitalize on everything that went down right at the end. Talk to us about what you saw from the cockpit there and how you're able to get that car into victory lane.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I had a lot of close calls here in this race. I mean, I missed the first wreck by what looked like and felt like inches. Definitely feels really good to get back in the victory lane. You know, my last win I got here was back in December. It was given to me because the leader was DQ'd. I never really counted that as a real win. So it definitely feels good to actually earn one here. This is my first win in the series since 2024 that I got actually driving. You know, big thank you to Shockwave Motorsports, Shockwave Marine suspension seating. Thank you to CFM for the fast car. And just thank you to everybody who supports me. You know, it feels really good to get back here in this series in victory lane, and definitely came in a very unexpected time.
And you were able to pull it off, and you talked about that near miss on that first caution with Chase Montzelewski. We saw that live on the broadcast. You did a great job avoiding that crash, and I believe you're one of the few cars out there that had like very minimal to no damage, and congratulations on your win. It definitely was well earned for sure.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, that's Wyatt Blair, driver the number 11, who's going to come away with the win here tonight, here for race number 1. We'll go ahead and transition over to race number 2. Go ahead and get a chance to refresh some trading paints. Got a report that some of the schemes are not showing up correctly, so that'll give me a good time to refresh trading paints and get ready to transition here to race number 2. It'll be 40 laps at Las Vegas, so give me about 5 to 10 minutes. Be right back. All right, welcome to race number 2 here at Las Vegas. It'll be an interesting race number 2. Just got to be 40 laps. Mile racetrack. Take a look at the drivers currently practicing right now. Daniel Mosso, the fastest at the moment. Welcome back, William Schmidt here at the Rebel Valley Club. P2 here in practice. Car's going to be screaming here upwards up to 200 miles an hour. Mile racetrack. Right, cars around the field. There's Diego Cunha there in the 84. Active there in the Bucky's Ford. Michael Byron there in the number 98. Speed's still not showing right. Let me see if I can refresh training things here. Seems low while we continue to wait for that. Let's ride on board here with Daniel Mosso. We're just going to lap around Las Vegas. The onboard there, the number 87 of Daniel Mosteller. One of the fastest in practice right now at 29.895. Gonna wait for these drivers to load in. Got a good crowd here for race number 2. Thank you all for joining here. Rebel Valley Sim Club. We have a better race than race 1, because race 1 was just pure chaos. Yeah, interesting scheme there on the number 96. We'll just put it that way. That's Jake Szynski. Seven drivers here registered for race number 2. Let's call right there with 79 of William Schmidt. Michael Byron, the number 98. Shaver there in the 30, that FanDuel Chevrolet. Ace Mosso's in a different scheme as well, in that number 20. George Carafita in a cool paint scheme. That's the, I believe that's a 2004 throwback, I believe. Taco Bell car right there. Out chasing in the 01. There's Wyatt Youngblood as well at number 5. Kyle Busch throwback. Going back to his 2005 rookie year driving Richmond Motorsport. So a symbolic throwback there to the number for Wyatt Youngblood there. Refresh these paint skin. I know I saw Marty in a custom number the last time, so refresh that again. Daniel Mosso fastest right now. William Schmidt in second place. 3 drivers at the moment have posted time in 29.9 second bracket. Let's get a little bit of faster speeds here as we move into qualifying in about 30 seconds. Jordan Marion, the number 28, one of the newcomers here. That's going to be the end of practice. It's going to be Massa, Schmidt, and Face, your top three. We get ready to move into qualifying. Here's the first car you see on track right now. It's a throwback at IC1. That is a throwback to Terry Labonte's Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. That's Jonathan Green at number 517. One of the lone drivers here in Rebel Valley that runs a triple-digit number. See him putting laps here on the racetrack in that 517. Have Chase Motzlewski in the number 20, that Home Depot Chevrolet. Car's just screaming right now, 197 miles an hour before reaching turn number 1. Just listen to the sound of those engines. It's awesome to hear. Really makes you nostalgic for the days of the early 2000s during NASCAR. Watch the number 20 of Chase Motzlewski on track. First lap a 30.127. Cameron Face a 29.97 on lap number 1. That's an excellent lap 1 there from driver number 80. How about Riker Byron to the top now at 29.90? Need some really good lap times here early on in this session. See if the 80 will pick it up here on lap number 2. No, he will not pick up. Now let's watch the 98 of Riker Byron. And he actually was just a little bit slower, 29.93, but still top of the charts here. Qualifying. Jonathan Green is up to 4th. There's White Youngblood in the number 5. Looks like he's going to stop right there where he is. Codon Jones, make sure I pronounce that right, in that number 23. Also have Felix Hammer here, the number 69. We'll see what Hammer can do on his lap. He's on lap number 2. See Shaver worked his way up to 3rd. Hammer at a 30.18, so put him back to 13th. Acuna has now worked his way up into the top 10. There's Bradley Schmela in the number 4. William Schmidt is now up to 4th here on that first lap. If we watch the number 4 of Bradley Schmela, we'll see what he does here on lap number 2. 30.57. How about Rusty Chansey right there in that number 8? Right the first lap, 29.99. We'll see what he can do here on lap number 2. A lot of drivers have posted their fast time on lap 1. See what he can do here on lap 2. So the 8 starting to push up the racetrack. Yeah, that lap's not going to count. Going to stay in 3rd place. Unless we see a change. We have Daniel Mossler still having a posted time as he's on track right now. Have Luke Gallagher in the 48. Along with Damon Pacheco and Matthew Correa. Right now on the racetrack. Let's watch Mosteller here in the 87. He was our fastest in practice. Damon Pacheco worked his way up to 21st. See what the 87 will do as he's screaming here on lap number... It's his 2nd lap, excuse me. At 30.02, so Mosteller back down to 6th place here with that lap. The Byram, Face, and Chansey, your top 3 here. And Luke Gallagher is going to spin out here on his second lap, so he will start back in 27th. Everyone else on track has posted 2 laps, so that's going to be pretty much the end of qualifying. Hop straight into the race. All right, that's going to be the end of qualifying here at Las Vegas for race number 2. Riker Byram at number 98 put down a lap, and it's going to put him on pole here for race number 2. Field grid's up here at the start-finish line. Better camera angle. We'll go with that. Let's take a look at our starting grid here for race number 2. Riker Byron and Cameron Face will be our front row here this evening. Row number 2, Rusty Chansey in his debut, and Derek Shaver. Dangerous row number 3 with William Schmidt and Daniel Mosteller. Keep your eye on that row as a potential battle for the win. Row 4, Chase Modzlewski and Jonathan Green. Row 5, Wyatt Youngblood and Marty Schmela. Row number 6, Jake Szynski and Nolan Crane, the number 1. Rex Jenkins and Diego Acuna will be in row number 7. And then you've got Will Weiss in the 73 and Jordan Marion, number 28. Row 9, Chase Ingram in the 01 and Felix Hammer in the number 69. Row number 10, we have the Daytona winner Wyatt Blair and George Karafides. Let's take a look at the rest of the field here that is entered here in tonight's race at Las Vegas. A great crowd here for race number 2. Aaron May is going to switch over to be the off-track admin here for this race. We're going to have 29 cars registered here for our second race tonight. Be sure to tune in here for race number 3 later on after the conclusion of the Las Vegas race. And we're going to do some short track racing to end out Gen4 Night. Take a look at our track description here so far. 83-degree air temp. I believe this is a 2:30 p.m. Time for the race. That field is gridding up now, and take a look here at the kind of what to expect here tonight, here at Las Vegas. A couple crashes in the event viewer right here in the bottom right corner, so just want to make sure everything was all okay. But interesting race on hand here for race number 2 at Las Vegas. Byram and Face here on the front row, and you've got Rusty Chansey. That was a great effort there for that number 8. We'll see if he can pull that off with a win here in that number 8 car. Be a key 3, and you have Schmidt and Mosteller, Jonathan Green, Chase Modzlewski, White Youngblood, and Marty Schmela will be our top 10. Expect tire wear to be a huge thing here at Las Vegas. See if we can clean this up after what was a crazy race. 8 car just kind of right around on the apron right there, but after a crazy race number 1, with Wyatt Blair coming away with the win. We'll see if we can clean it up here for race number 2. It's going to be Byram and Face lead us down the green. Well, not quite. We're actually, I thought the pace car was about to go to pit road, and a little bit of a tease right there from our pace car driver. We're going to go one more lap around track. All the timing and scoring here. It'll be lap 1 when we go to green here, so. Some contact in the back of the pack there. That was Logan Bolt and Patrick Connell. They made contact with each other under caution. '29 cars, ready to roll here for 40 laps. Let's get it rolling. Riker Byram and Cameron Face will now this time lead us to the green flag. And we are underway here at Las Vegas. Already some aggressive racing early on right behind. That's Jake Szynski, Nolan Crane, Diego Acuna all the way up against the wall. Close moment there for Rex Jenkins, the number 25. We're going to go back in front though, Riker Byram. The lead here. That's Cameron Face behind in P2. There's a little bit of contact right behind, but so far so good. Let Riker Byram move lap number 1. Now Cameron Face going to dive it down to the inside here. The number 98 of Riker Byram. Byram up against the fence along with the number 8 of Rusty Chansey. It's a great racing here early on. Brendan Showers has crashed. And looks like Patrick Connell has jumped his way to the pits as well, but we're staying green. Battle for P2 right behind. That's Chansey and the number 8 on the outside. Battling side by side here with our pole sitter, Riker Byram. Oh, and Chansey hard to the wall there. Heavy front end damage on the number 8. And he gets absolutely plowed right there from behind. That's probably not the best term for that, but got absolutely smoked. I'm not sure who that was, but no caution as of yet. We're staying green. Looks like William Schmidt as well has crashed the number 79. Adminson decided to keep this green. It's Cameron Face continuing the lead. Mosteller in P3. There's Chase Moslewski in P4. White Youngblood in 5th. It's into the battle for 6th. This is Derek Shaver and Marty Schmidt in the 8th. That's the 23 of Codon Jones they were catching up to. Car that kind of hindered right there at the number 80 of Cameron Face. All that, we're still green at the moment. Let's take a look at the battles here around the racetrack. There's Jordan Marion. He's fighting side by side here. That is George Kirafides in the 81. He's fighting against. This is the P11. There's Jake Szynski there in the number 96. He's had a good run here. We're in P8. And Crane, 9th and 10th. Back up front. Let's take a look at the lap times last time by. You see Cameron Face, 30.265. He's just being able to keep that momentum here as we get late into this run. Take a look now at Daniel Mosteller, who's under attack here. That's Chase Moslewski in that number 20 car on his outside. Boy, these drivers just hitting the fence, giving everything they've got. So now Mosteller to the inside of Riker Byram. This is just what you want to see. Well, not for long as you see Mosteller gets cleared for P2. Youngblood, Shmela sliding sideways there at the 8. Shaver, Szynski, Ingram. Everything else is pretty much cleared out right now. And as soon as I say that, Luke Gallagher just drives right into the side of Jonathan Green. Well, I'll tell you what, that 517 is not going to be happy about that. Gallagher's worked his way now up to P2. See, Chase Moslewski works his way around Riker Byram here for P3. Now forward with our fall center. We got one car stopped on the racetrack. That has to be a yellow, and yes, it is. There is one car that stopped on the very bottom of the racetrack. That is Logan Bolt, and that's Felix Hammer, who's going to get collected as well, the number 69. And the caution will be out here on lap number 10. Yeah, that 48 was in a very bad spot on the racetrack, and admins had to throw the caution right there. I don't know why the 48 was stopped. I'll have to get his thoughts on that. I don't know what that was all about, but rendered yellow here for the first time on lap number 11. It looks like it also caused a crash with Jake Szynski. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. So this was missed here while we were taking a look at the 48. Let's watch Szynski at 96. Got loose and the 01 gets into the back of him. Oh wow, Nolan Crane, nowhere to go. There's Jordan Marion in the 28. Again, this all happened right behind. We were on the onboard, but the 48 stopped on the racetrack. That's what brought out the caution. This comes at an interesting time here for these leaders. Let's see what happens. It's like the 87 is going to stay out. Like most of the field is going to stay out here. Now, they do have one set of tires laying around in the pits. We'll see if anybody comes in. Like Jordan Marion, who we saw get caught up in the crash. Felix Hammer in the 69 and Diego Huda in the 84. Down there, right here. Looks like those are the only three cars that come in here, and if they come in for tires, let's take a look. Fuel only on the 28. And it looks like mainly fuel only here for these drivers. Yeah, Chase, that was a little weird what happened right there. Like he got loose and just checked up. And that's what kind of caused that accident. Had to bring out the caution. With the bright sun around this virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Cameron Face has been the man on point here for all 12 laps here so far. With the number 80 of Cameron Face, who's out front. Mosto there in P2 in that number 87. And then Chase Moslewski up 4 spots here from the start of this race. He's up to P3. Michael Byram down to P4. And Marty Schmela, who's up 5 spots from the start, he's up to 5th place. Youngblood, Ingram, Shaver, Jenkins, and Carafita as your top 10. Biggest mover so far. That man right there, the number 48. That is Luke Gallagher, the Summit Racing Chevrolet. 16 spots from the start of this race. Up to 11. Nice job. He had that running with the 517 and Jonathan Green. And look, he's right behind the 48, the 517. So you see some retaliation out of the number 517 and Jonathan Green. Go Green next time by. Lap number 14 when the field goes back racing. We'll have 17 cars on the lead lap. All right, here we go. Going back to green. It'll be Cameron Face and Daniel Mosseller. Bringing us back down to the green. It'll be lap number 14. Go back to racing. We're back underway. Great jump there by the 87 of Daniel Mosseller. He's going to be side by side with Cameron Face as we enter turn number 1. Daniel Mosteller to the point in the 87. Oh, he's washing up the track, though. This is Cameron Face. He got tight. Give the advantage to Mosteller here with 26 to go this time. White is now on here for 7th place right behind. That is White Youngblood in the 5, Derek Shaper in the 30. We also have White Blair in the 88. Give a shout out to Shockwave, one of his sponsors. It didn't show up on race number 1. Fresh Trading Pains. See, it's now showing up now on that number 88. See if he can work his way up to P8 around the number 30 of Derek Shaper. George Carafitas has had a nice drive as well. He's under attack here from Will Leeson, number 73. He's trying to make that stick on the bottom, but that 81 with an advantage on top. Right on board here with the number 81 of George Carafitas. Oh yeah, you see the 81 really had to lift right there. You could tell that right front was getting abused. See, Diego Acuna is going to make his way around the number 81 of George Carafitas. You know, Mosteller now up by 0.8 of a second as we've got a very spirited battle here for second place between the two NC Motorsports cars. That's Cameron Face and Barty Schmela. Also have the number 20 of Chase Monzalewski. But the top 10 go by the stripe. Let's take a look at the lap times last time by. And Mosteller right now, one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. The fastest car is this number 73 of Will Weiss. Currently running in P7. Might gonna need a caution to get back in this thing, but these guys continue to race side by side. Well, Diego Acuna here in this number 84. He's done a nice job. Came down pit road on lap 11 and is taking advantage of it. Working him up to P8 as he gets around Derek Shaver. Just saw Felix Hammer come down pit road as well, and he's currently back in the 15th position. Back up here. Let's head to the battle for third place. We got Chase Monzalewski and Martin Schmela still fighting for third. Cameron Face starting to inch away there in that number 80. Wanted to go this time by for the driver of the number 87 of Daniel Mosteller. Take a look at the 87 of Mosteller. Let's take a look at lap times. 30.876 for Mosteller. I'm going to keep my eye on the 73 of Will Weiss. He's putting down some really good lap times right now. That was a 30.703 that last time by for that 73 car. He is really running down these leaders. He's catching up here the 01 of Chase Ingram. We're trying to work that middle line. I think everyone right now content staying on that bottom. I want to burn out that right front as we get into the second portion of the run. I'll start right now up by 0.6 of a second. He's trying to stay low with his stuff here for the end. So we take a look at this battle for fifth. That is Chase Ingram in the 01 and Riker Byron in the 98. Gap right now has been stabilized at about 0.7 of a second here with 17 laps to go. Mostly single file here with this front seven. We got Diego Cunha, who is quietly there in 8th. Derek Shaver's 9th. Here's a battle for the last spot in the top 10. That's White Youngblood in the 5 and George Carafitas in the 81. Carafitas really sent it down right there. He's going to get into the 5 of White Youngblood. Dirt tracking, and around goes Youngblood right in front of the field. Single car spin as he's going to park it in the infield. We're going to stay green. Now it's the 98 of Riker Byram trying to try that outside line. Big advantage right there is to see if he can get to the inside of Marty Schmaler. Schmaler gets loose there in the 8. Here comes the 98 of Riker Byram. A little bit of a different camera angle here for the 98. Well, a lot of momentum on that top side. Look at the intervals right there. Now down under a second to Daniel Bostella. You know what, this 98, I think, has found something here on the outside. He's going to get to the right rear quarter panel of Chase Motzalewski. And what a move there for Riker Byram. Move him up to P3. Now, what will these top two do? Will we see Cameron Pace or Daniel Bostella try to work their way to the top side? That was a huge advantage there for the 98 of Riker Byram. And him just running top, he gained 4/10 on Daniel Bostella and worked Riker Byram up to P2. Now Byram sideways there, the number 98. These drivers pushing as much as they can as they're side by side here for second place once more. Diego Cunha also running great laps. We're 3 wide here for second place. What a race here at Las Vegas. I am loving the race that we're seeing right here between this battle for second place. We have got to keep our eye on this because this has been fantastic. These guys all fighting. They're catching up to Mosso. Look, it's down to 4/10 of a second here. What a save from Chase Motzalewski in the 20. I thought that number 20 was going to be pointing toward the inside wall. Amazing save there from Motzalewski. Top 7 now, all separated by 1.6 seconds. This is pretty much anybody's race here with 12 to go. I'll tell you what, Mostel are still under attack right now. And he was almost 3/10 slower compared to the 98 of Riker Byram. And now we see the 87 try to play defense. Here comes Riker Byram, the 98 on the inside. Gonna be door-to-door here with the 87 Musto as they go into 3. Side by side here between the two Fords. Will Byram get clear? Riker Byram to the point here in Las Vegas. Battle is not over yet because here comes Daniel Mosteller. Now Mosteller fighting back on the inside. That 87 just got extremely tight, but the 98 is sideways. And he's going to get clear. Riker Byram to the point here with 10 to go. So Marty Schmaler in the 8 that just put it in the fence. And Mosteller. What a save from Mosteller. I think he has killed the tires on this 87 car as he just lost a spot here to Marty Schmaler in the 8. Look back behind. Here's a battle for P6. That's Will Leeson, 73, and the 01 is Chase Ingram. And Daniel Mosteller is off the pace in the 87. He's going to come down pit road and just put on some tires. But Riker Byram is now ahead by 0.8 of a second over Marty Schmaler. Diego Cunha has joined this pack as well. They're in at number 84. He's up to P7. Got Jonathan Green there in 8th. Derek Schaefer and Bradley Schmela rounds out our top 10. As Byram is going to work his way on the outside. He is putting down some amazing laps right now. Look at a 31.247. It looks like we do have a crash. Luke Gallagher, but he has parked it off the racetrack, so we're staying green. Amazing pace right now being put down by the 98 of Riker Byram. Has been able to put a time in that 31.2 second range as we get in that long green flag run. But it's 6 to go here for Riker Byram. Another 3/10 right there on Marty Schmela. He's starting to extend this gap. The thing that this 98 does not want to see is a caution that can completely derail his race. We just about saw it right there as the field worked their way around the white Youngblood there, the number 5. .6 seconds now is the gap between Schmela, and that's Cameron Pace in the 80. Amazing save there from Cameron Pace. I thought that was another caution that was bound to happen, but these guys are doing an amazing job keeping control of their vehicles. Get back now to Chase Modzalewski in the 20. Just cannot get clear of Marty Schmela. He'll fall back in line in 3rd place. Wow, look at Diego Cunha, the 84. He just shot the gap right there. Trying to get around the number 73 of Will Weiss. And in the grass, that's Diego Cunha. And around he goes. Single car spin. He is off the racetrack. We're staying green. 2.2 seconds is the gap here between Riker Byram. And now Chase Modzalewski still trying to work his way into P2. Three laps to go here for Byram. Battle right here you see for 2nd place for Modzalewski. Just about lost it again. And still side by side with the 8 of Marty Schmela. Byram worked his way around the 25 of Rex Jenkins. As we see the 20 trying to shoot his way back down to the bottom here for P2. Can he pull a slider on Marty Schmela? Washing up the track. Bill's neck and neck here as 2 to go for Byram. Modzalewski trying to get clear of Marty Schmela. He finally will. So Modzalewski goes to 2nd. Got a 3-car battle here for 4th place between Chase Ingram, Cameron Pace, and Will Weiss. As Ingram's going to put it in the wall, they're going to catch up with 25 and Rex Jenkins in a precarious spot, but it's the white flag this time by for Riker Byram. What a try for the number 98 of Riker Byram. He has been the guy that's consistently put down some of the fastest laps on the racetrack as we get this long green flag run. We saw him drop back in the beginning stages of the race, but it seemed like a smart move, that number 98 machine. Started on pole, was able to get around Daniel Mosteller, and coming around turn number 4, give race number 2 to Riker Byram as he wins here at Las Vegas. What a race. What a race. That is a rebound from race number 1. Fantastic racing and a lot of side-by-side action. We had some comers and goers, and Riker Byram pulls it off here at Las Vegas. Congratulations to the number 98 car as he gets... Wow. Bradley Schmela just ruined that man's celebration, but well, congratulations to Riker Byram. That's a big win there for that number 98 car. That's a well-earned victory there for the number 98 of Riker Byram. Wins by 2.7 seconds over Chase Modzlewski. Bradley Schmela comes up third, and that spirited battle for fourth. Give it to Chase Ingram. Cameron Face rounding out our top 5. Here we go, finishing results here on the left-hand side of your screen. What a great race here for race number 2. We'll get Riker Byram here for an interview. Continue to wait here for the number 98. If he does join here for an interview, I'd like to get his thoughts on this race. Riker Byram gets the win here for race number 2 here at Las Vegas. While we go ahead and wait for the number 98, I'm going to give it a few more seconds. If he does not request for an interview, that's fine. We'll go ahead and move into race number 3, and that'll be at Richmond for 40 laps. Well, we do have Chase Modzlewski in here, and we'll get his thoughts on the race. Our second place finisher tonight. Chase Modzlewski, you got a copy?
10-4.
All right, Chase, you were in a really good battle with Marty Schmela right there. You hung around the top 5 pretty much all race long, and were able to get around the 87 Daniel Mosteller as well. What was something that you just did not have compared to the number 98 of Riker Byram there at the end?
The dude just ran the top the whole way around. I really couldn't compete with him because he found something that we didn't, and he just stuck with it. That dude just took off. And then I battled with Marty, and he grew a bigger gap, so I really couldn't catch him.
Yeah, we saw the number 98 of Riker Byram. He was running the bottom most of that run, and all of a sudden we rode on board with him, and he was running the top side, and it just stuck. I mean, I was very impressed with how he was able to manage the tires, but great run overall, though, for you in that number 20 Tony Stewart car. Good run here for race number 2 for you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Honestly, that was the most amount of tires I had to save. That was like my best performance yet for tire save.
Well, and it worked out for you. Congratulations on your P2. We'll get Chase Ingram in here as well, who came home P4. This will be our last interview before we move into race number 3. Chase Ingram, you got a copy?
Yep.
All right, you were also in a very spirited battle at the very end. It was a 3-car battle, well, actually a 4-car battle between you, Cameron Face, Will Weiss, and Diego Acuna. Talk to us how you're going to hold on to that 4th place finish here in race number 2.
Well, I saved my tires for the first bit of the race. Then it started getting really tight in 3 and 4, and I started losing a ton of ground. But then I finally figured it out. And then Will Weiss caught up, and so I had to battle him while trying to pass Cameron Face, who kept hitting the wall and was pretty slow. And looking at the replay here, Diego just went all the way in the grass for no reason. But anyway, and then I just passed Cameron Face on the outside and got by him. And then last lap, I pretty much just held him off for the last of it, and just came on P4, which the cars, they were really hard to drive. Like, my arms are sore after this race.
Yeah, I could tell a lot of drivers were really struggling. You mentioned turns 3 and 4, it was tight, and I noticed a couple of drivers were struggling in 1 and 2. Just trying, mainly on corner entry, I was seeing a lot of drivers were struggling getting a rear grip. But looked like a lot of fun from the drivers or from the spectators. What did it feel like from the driver's seat?
Really physical. It's not usual that it's not usual that I feel like I'm getting a workout while racing, but this is one of those races where it feels like a whole entire workout trying to keep the car straight and also be fast at the same time. So.
Well, either way, congratulations. Good finish for you, and we'll see what happens here for race number 3 at Richmond.
All right, thanks.
All right, that is Chase Ingram. Let's go ahead and transition over to race number 3 here at Richmond. So give me about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. right, welcome to race number 3, our final race of the night. And it's a short track racing here for our final race. It's going to be at Richmond. Look at Daniel Mosteller, currently the fastest here in practice. The only driver to put a time in the 21-second bracket here so far. 87 car. There's Cameron Basin, the number 80. He's finished in the top 10 in both races tonight. Playing to get possibly a win in this number 80 machine. Elliot Condra, who's in third. Elliot did not run in the first 2 races. He's here in race number 3. He's running that number 09 Napa Auto Parts scheme. Chrome number as well. So let's see what this number 09 can do. P3 here in practice. Let's have Chase Monzosi. We talked to him after race number 2. Came home P2 after a battle with Artie Schmela. Also have Chase Ingram there, the number 01, who's right behind him. P4 in Las Vegas. Jonathan Green, the 517. Rex Jenkins there, the 25. Artie Schmela, the 8. And Luke Gallagher right there at the 48 as he just smacked the outside wall going to the 1. Very impressive pirouette right there for the 48. 2.5 minutes remaining here in practice. This will be our final race of the night here for Rail Valley Sim Club. James Maslowski there, the number 60. Now Cameron facing number 80. Two drivers in that 21-second bracket. It's not really a surprise to the number 80 up front here. I feel like Cameron Face really specializes on these short tracks. And I see him up here in P2. Ace Mazluski and Elliot Condra are also 2 drivers that know how to get it done on short tracks. So Elliot win recently, I believe it was a couple weeks ago with the Next Gen Night. Able to come away with the win. Well, actually, it wasn't a Next Gen Night. It was actually last week with the Kyle Busch Tribute race. Won race number 1 at Bristol. Now Daniel Mosteller to get that victory. Second career win here in Rumble Valley. A little bit of work to do right now here, P3 in practice. And Daytona winner Wyatt Blair in the number 88 is currently 5th. 391. Bolt, Luke Gallagher, Chase Ingram, Jonathan Green, Rex Jenkins, who are top 10. Amber on pit road. Mason Lidke in the 88. Also got the number 8, Artie Schmela. Main team's actually showing up correctly this time, unlike the Las Vegas race. Yeah, this is this practice is going to be in the dusk, and we're going to go right into nighttime here for the start of the race. Wait here, we've got about 5 seconds remaining here in practice. As Ingram works his way up to P5 here. That's going to be the end of practice here at Richmond. Mosto in the 87, top of the charts. We get ready for qualifying here at the Richmond Raceway. Take a look at Cameron Face, the number 80, who's going to be first on track right here. We're right on board with the 80 for 1 lap. to set up for lap number 2. See, all the way up against the outside just to get as much momentum as he can. .895 for Cameron Face. He goes to the top of the charts. Let's see what Elliot Condra can do in this number 09. He's currently P2 here in practice. Condra at a 22.090. It is a pickup from his practice lap. Chase Mazaluski goes to a 21.97. Up to P2. Jonathan Green on his first lap was P5. As you see, Marty Schmela just completed his second lap. That's the 517 here of Jonathan Green at the stripe. He goes to a 22.23, so Jonathan Green up to P4. Wyatt Blair on the racetrack as well, the number 88. Arnonum 6740 said this is for sure the hardest track tonight. I expect some chaos. I might have to agree with you there, man. Will we see? It will be as chaotic as Legacy Daytona. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. As you see, the that's not really going to count there for Wyatt Blair. He'll start toward the tail end of the field here. There's Hunter East, the number 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. Saw him running race number 1. .387 iRating. Daniel Mosteller is not going to work his way up into the pole. He's going to be P2. 1.93. Hunter East does at the line. He goes to P4 to 21.990. The times have definitely picked up here as we get into this qualifying session. Everyone's been able to touch the 21.8 set by Cameron Face. Currently have no one else on the racetrack. Rex Jenkins has 2 laps, but none of them count. Aaron May is going to be our admin tonight. We got Kate Nagulo, Felix Hammer have not posted either, so we'll see if those get 2. We'll post laps. If not, we'll just maybe head in. It looks like Chase Ingram has only posted 1 lap in this number 01, so wait to see what he does here for lap number 2, if he does choose to put another lap. Right now to 22.769. Almost like he heard me from the broadcast booth. He's, well, okay. We'll go ahead and switch over here. We wait for this race to start. Got about 45 more seconds here remaining in qualifying. This is going to be a short sprint on this 3/4 quarter mile short track. Felix Hammer said I pulled out of this one, not familiar enough with this combo, and I don't want to spoil it for others. Hey man, it's always good to give it a shot. Don't want to give it a try, it's fine, but thank you for coming out tonight. Glad to have you here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. I hope to see you back here for future races, man. It's definitely going to be a tough combo for these drivers, but how this all turns out. We don't kind of see a stack up here on lap number 1, but lights are now on and we are ready to roll here for our final race tonight here at Richmond. There's going to be Cameron Pace and Daniel Mossa. That's going to be our front row. Take a look here as we wait for the cars to grid up here. Take a look through at the field right now. Let's go to pit lane 2, Cam. Let's go over our starting lineup here for tonight's race. Cameron Face and Daniel Mostello would be in row number 1. Row number 2, Chase Maslewski and Hunter East. Row 3, we got Elliot Condra and Jonathan Green. Marty Schmela and Luke Gallagher. Round out row 4. And row 5, Chase Ingram and Mason Lidke. Logan Bolt and Wyatt Blair will be row number 6. Aaron May will be our admin tonight, and then it'll be Rex Jenkins. Caden Gulo, and then Felix Hammer was in the chat. He will not be running here in this one. It's going to be our field for race number 3 here at Richmond. Again, this will be 2 pace laps here for these drivers. It's a typical rule for unless they're going to go 1 to green. I don't see any lights here on the pace car, but we're going to get started right away. Typically 2 laps for pacing, but nope. Thought the lights off on the pace car. I thought we were going green here, but it's the second time tonight that the pace cars kind of confused me a little bit. So a couple people in chat said this is going to be a very hard challenge. Rex Jenkins is in this race. He said he cannot figure this track out, but hey, we've got 40 laps to get it done. We're in a good spot here in the back of the pack to just kind of learn and figure out the nuance of this racetrack, where to find the speed, corner entry, corner exit. What number 25 can do is he's going to be the 13th and final car in this race. We've got 13 cars here for our final race of the night. We're ready to roll here at Richmond. And short track racing under the lights. Cameron Face, Daniel Mostello will lead us down to the green. And we are racing here at Richmond. The rear end kicking out in some of these cars. Daniel Mostello on that outside line is going to go to the lead ahead of Cameron Face. And he's going to lead lap number 1. Great scenic views around this racetrack. Got a couple cars in the fence. That's Mason Lidke there, the number 88. He's going to lose the spot here. Up on line behind Jonathan Green, the number 5 and 7. Hunter East has worked his way up to 3rd. Here's the battle for 4th place between Elliot Condra and Chase Maslewski. 2 drivers that ran the top speed late model series, all on short tracks. Got a lot of experience here running on these type of racetracks, and be a fight side by side here for P4. Right on board here with Elliot Condra. Still a great battle here, and going around the outside of the number 60 for Chase Maslewski. It's a potential multi-groove racing here right now. It's for a very entertaining race. You see this is Chase Ingram, who's under attack now from Logan Bolt, number 48. Now Wyatt Blair's going to dip down to the inside here, the number 48 of Logan Bolt, as these guys fight side by side here in position. Wyatt Blair was our Daytona winner in race number 1. And contact from Logan Bolt. Around goes Wyatt Blair. Kisses that outside wall. Single car spin. And we're going to stay green for now as Wyatt Blair drops back to the last car on the lead lap for the team. Daniel Mosteller starting to pull away here, up by almost 1.7 seconds over Cameron Pace. There's Hunter East right there in third place. Nice run for the number 24. Andra and Monslewski now fighting for P4. Those two have been back and forth here this entire race. Goes in on 30 to go next time by. Andra still trying to run that second line here. You see he's running up against the first set of bonds right there. And get some momentum off the corner. Still hanging on to fourth place. Wyatt Blair in the fence. Oh, close call right there with Mason Lidke and Luke Gallagher as those two are fighting here for the last spot in the top 10. Gallagher, one of the biggest losers so far at -3. Logan Bolt so far the biggest mover at the moment, +3. From 11th, he's up to P8. Here's Logan in the number 48. Back now to this battle between Gallagher and Mason Lidke. Lidke's going to lose that spot. He'll drop down to 11th. Rex Jenkins and Wyatt Blair here are fighting side by side here for. This is for P12. Blair with a little slide shot right in front of the number 25. Jenkins gets into Wyatt Blair and around goes Rex Jenkins. Keeps it together. No caution. This race is flying by here. We're just at the 5-minute mark of this race, and we're already 13 laps in. East holding on to third. The battles here around the racetrack just to kind of highlight. With the lap times last time by, Mosso just starting to pull away right now with that 22.480. Base East, Condra, Montelewski. They got a 22.638. Ingram, Rex Jenkins has crashed again in this number 25 car. 25 to go. He is off the racing groove. And you see the heavy front end damage on the Buc-ee's Ford. I'm hoping he's going to try to park it. I don't want him to cause a collision. He's in a very bad spot on the racetrack there in turn number 1. He's going to jump the pit roads. That's going to be the end of Rex Jenkins' night, and it's going to be 23 to go here for Daniel Mosteller. Mosteller now up by 2.4 seconds over Cameron Pace, now 2.3. So starts the single file out here. And you look on the racetrack. I believe this is the closest battle. We've got Marty Schmela in the 8 and Chase Moslewski in the 6. Those two will be fighting here for P5. These two had a great battle in the previous race at Las Vegas for second place. Ranker Byron, the number 98. So happens here between the 60 and the 8 as they fight for the last spot in the top 5. You see the lap times have really fallen off here as we get 20 laps into the run. Fastest laps we've seen of 22.7. Our fastest laps we've seen on the racetrack. These guys have really slowed up the pace. 60 backing up that corner entry. We're trying to maintain that fifth spot over the number 8 of Marty Schmela. Both cars at the fence right there. Guys continue to battle here for position. It's been a clean race here so far with 19 to go. Chase Ingram there in 7th. Jonathan Green starting to close in as well on this number 01. He runs that. Got a little bit of a diamond there from the 517. Gained a lot of ground on Chase Ingram just by doing that. He's going to send it in here to turn number 3 and 4. He's going to get to the inside of number 01 of Chase Ingram. Battle here for 7th place. Ingram way out of the groove and gives 7th place to Jonathan Green. Head back up here a little bit further ahead of these guys. This is about 4 seconds ahead of Jonathan Green. This is Mazalewski and Shmela. Then cars here on the lead lap. Back to Luke Gallagher. Lap down Mason Lippke and Wyatt Blair. Here's Shmela side by side here with Mazalewski. And Shmela's going to get clear, so move Marty Shmela into P5. Not so fast. Here comes Mazalewski. And contact Mazalewski and Shmela. Both drivers kept it together, so we're going to stay green for now. And that's going to open the door here for Jonathan Green in the 517 to possibly work his way up to P6. And back to Daniel Mosteller, who's out front. He has led every lap here so far in this race. All 26 laps. 14 to go next time by. Cameron Face in P2. Hunter East is starting to run down Cameron Face. So we take a look at lap times last time by. He's right now a little bit quicker compared to our leader. And almost a 10th of a second faster compared to the number 80 of Cameron Face. Yeah, 24 putting down some really good lap times right now. Tries to slowly reel in this number 80 of Cameron Face. Condrick quietly there in 4th. Like he's been in 4th the whole race. And 6 seconds behind the leaders. Chase Mazalewski. You've got Marty Shmela and Jonathan Green who are fighting here for P6. Shmela had that little slide there with Chase Mazalewski. Safe from both drivers and trying to hang on here for these last 11 laps. Wyatt Blair off the pace there, number 88. Costello right now just on cruise control. 3.5 seconds ahead of Cameron Face with 10 to go. As we're starting to pick it up the last time by 23.025. Face is Hunter East right behind Cameron Face. Two running very similar lap times right now. You see Face is right there trying to close in on the number, or East, excuse me, trying to close in on Face. 23 flat for the number 24 of Hunter East. Still trying to stop the number 80 of Cameron Face. Do get a caution. They might get a big break here. There is one set of tires laying around in the pits for these drivers, in case they need them. Andre in P4. Chase Mazalewski has solidified himself in P5 for now. Shmela, Jonathan Green, there's Chase Ingram in the 01. Been slipping this run. Lap time last time by, he's been slipping this run. That 01 car. And Logan Bolt there in 9th place. Luke Gallagher has gone a lap down, so we are at 9 cars on the lead lap here. Take a look now at this battle for second place. Here is Hunter East, who's going to door bang in the number 80 of Cameron Pace. Solid break, the front brake rotors glowing off at number 24, and put Hunter East up in P2. Great short track racing right there. See the 80 trying to fight back on the bottom. That's not going to work. Put Hunter East up in the second. Cameron Pace trying to close in here on Hunter East with 5 to go. Closest battle right now we have on the racetrack. Pace is starting to lose some tenths behind the number 24. We'll head back here to P5, 6, and 7. So we've got Motzlewski, Schmela, and Jonathan Green all grouped together here, separated by 1 second between the 3 cars. Green catch up to the number 8 here with 3 to go. Mossler continues to extend his gap. He's at 4.7 seconds, now at 4.6 ahead of Hunter East. There, number 60 is next time by. It'll be 2 laps to go for Daniel Mostello. Reaches the back bumper of Logan Bolt for number 48. As the 87 is going to send it down. He's going to work his way up to P. He's going to work his way around the 9th place car, and white flag here for Daniel Mosteller. They look back at Marty Schmela, who's in the fence. Jonathan Green trying to get to his inside, not able to get clear of Marty Schmela. Those two are going to fight here for P number 6. They're half a straightaway behind the number 87, Daniel Mosteller. So he's going to let the number 48 by. What a dominating performance here for Daniel Mosteller. He leads all 40 laps, and he wins here at Richmond. Hunter East comes across the line sideways to get P2. Let's go back here for P6 between Marty Schmela and Jonathan Green. It's going to be a close one, but give it to Marty Schmela. Hunter East second, Cameron Pace third, Elliott Condra fourth, Chase Motzlewski would be fifth. So the 88 just kill Elliott Condra right there at the end, but congratulations to Daniel Mosteller, who goes back to victory lane, started outside front row, and he's going to lead all 40 laps to round out the night here at Belmont Valley Sim Club. You see the 60 of Chase Motzlewski doing a 10 burnout with him. Daniel Mosteller, no stranger to victory lane. Right back where he left off here. He's going to destroy the right side of that number 87 car. All right, let's head over to our interviews channel. All right, Daniel Mosteller, this is Ryan Way in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, dominating performance there. On the outside of the front row, you're able to get around Cameron Pace on the initial start. You just did not look back. Talked about how the car felt and just the overall racing in general tonight.
Yeah, the car felt, amazing. You've obviously broadcasted races that I've run a lot, and you've obviously run with me a lot, so you probably know that I love my short tracks, and I love cars that require a lot of throttle controls, so this car track combo is just a recipe in heaven. So, I didn't have a good qualifying lap, but that's kind of okay, or that was okay, because I had the top on the initial start, and I think it was more gripped up, so I was able to kind of rock it by, and then from there, unlike Vegas, I just took off. I didn't really care about saving tires because I knew that as long as I was smooth with my throttle inputs and braking, I wasn't going to be caught by anyone, and sure enough, I think Cameron kind of fell off there towards the end, and they ultimately battled a bit, so I was able to kind of just cruise the whole race, but it was a fun cruise. This car is a joy to drive around short tracks, so I had a lot of fun, even though I don't think I saw anyone outside of lappers.
I'm glad to hear that you had fun. It definitely looked like the drivers were really struggling for grip tonight with this car and track combo. So a lot of drivers fighting side by side. Just overall great night of racing, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
All right, and that's going to be Daniel Mosteller, and that is going to be our final interview tonight here. Congratulations once again here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. The competition has been very stiff. Haven't really had any repeat winners here in the series for a couple of weeks now. This is back-to-back streams where we've had 3 different winners in all 3 races on the stream. So heavy competition here in the Rebel Valley Sim Club, and glad to have everyone join here for Gen 4 Night here on the channel. Be sure to tune in next week. We're gonna do a little bit something different. Think about doing a possible road course night for next Monday. Lisa San Diego coming out tomorrow with the latest iRacing update. Probably gonna run San Diego for race number 1. For road course night. The car combo is still yet to be determined. I'm thinking right now either the Riley or trucks. Next Monday, which will be June 15th, we're going to run road course night on the channel. And make sure to stay tuned here for the rest of the schedule. So my name is Ryan Wayne, and I'll be